Good evening. Welcome to today's session. Hope you're having a great day. We are talking about how can we be a better version of ourselves with friends and extended family. So let's start with a short meditation. Sit relaxed and decide to dedicate the next 30 minutes to self. Free of all distractions. 100% concentration, experiencing this special time to go within, this time to heal the self. Let us visualize ourselves sitting on a very high peak of a mountain. It is so high that the things below seem so tiny. When I sit at this height, I experience the cool breeze touching my face. I experience how close I am to the clouds. I experience a deep sense of peace away from all the sound and noise, away from all the pollution, away from traffic, away from all the possessions and material things. It's just me, and I literally need nothing. Just above me, I visualize bright divine energy, spiritual sun, God the Supreme. I am a shiny being, a point of light in the center of my forehead, and I am connected to this divine energy which is above me. This Supreme Being is my well-wisher, is benefactor, is my friend, is my parent, is my guide. I feel the energy pouring onto me, and I get at a very elevated thought level, combining with this divine energy. I vibrate at a very high frequency. This is all I, the being, wants. In this state of mind, I now look below at my story, at my role, and role of those around me. And as an audience, as an observer, I just enjoy the drama. I enjoy the story as if I am watching a movie. From this level, the physical height, and with my highest thoughts, I watch everything as a third person, as a detached observer. With the divine energy with me, I feel how insignificant getting attached to the role is. I, the being, has nothing to do with the role. I, the being, is much above all these mundane things. The purpose of my life beyond this. Yes, I will play my role to the best, but as an observer, I will still stay detached, watching my own story and stabilizing into my original form, which is happiness, peace, power, purity, bliss, knowledge, and love, because that is what I am, and I'm getting this from the Divine, the Supreme Parent. Om Shanti. Today we are going to talk a little bit about how expectations affect our relationships. So nowadays we don't have any physical expectations, but there are subtle expectations. There are very fine expectations which we carry with us in all our relationships. And when they don't get fulfilled, we are heartbroken, we feel sorrow. So here shows an image. It shows that there is a very hard iron pipe, and the bird, one of the bird is trying to lift that pipe, and another one makes it way beyond that pipe. So it shows that the expectation of one of the bird is so that the pipe goes up and the bird can then go down, but it doesn't feel that it can bend and then pass through it. So the bird is putting all the energy in uplifting or lifting that pipe, which is not possible with just its small beak. All his life, the bird can do that, and he will never be happy. So, expectations are like artificial reality. We are creating a dream for us that things should be like this, and when they are not fulfilled, we experience sorrow. Also, when we are expecting things, we are not ready to bend or be flexible or go do the work. So, like the second bird who bends and go through the pipe, it reaches the other side. But till we don't bend ourselves and go beyond that situation, we will never reach the other side, no matter full life we'll spend in expecting. So there's a very beautiful saying, expectations reduce joy, which is very true, because there are few things we are waiting for others to do, and even we don't do it, and even they don't do it. So it gives us sorrow. Now, when we don't have expectations, we kind of get free of all burdens, because then we make it a point, we do the things, and then we get the courage and we get the capability to finish the job. So we are not saying that we should not be disciplined. If in a family we want certain things to be done, we can give reminders and we can have that discipline and we can have rules and we can give continuous reminders about it till the other person has not done it. But this feeling of hurt or sorrow is what we are not creating. We are still going to get the work done, but if the work is not done, we are not creating that sorrow within us. So that makes us free from burden. Now, a yogi is the person who meditates. They get emotional stability. They are above insult or praise. Sometimes we have subtle expectations of people praising us, people appreciating us. Why? Why would they do that? And even if they do, how do we know if it is genuine or not? And if we accept praise, if we accept that appreciation, then there is 100% chance that we are also going to feel when someone insults us. Because when we hear our praise, we will go higher in our frequency and we'll be happy and everything. But that's also ego. And then when someone insults us, we are trying to match ourselves with that higher standard and we come down and we come into inferiority complex and our self-esteem lowers, and even that is ego. So being free from ego, being free from insult, the consequence of insult or praise, people will praise and people will insult, but taking it to our hearts is something we can work on. We can learn a lot from insults also actually, but we still want praise. We still have that expectation that everyone should like me, everyone should praise me. If we are worthy, it will happen anyways. We don't need to make extra effort for being praised, because then we fall into the trap of ego. If we are doing something to show someone, maybe we'll get a limited praise, but again we will be falling trap of a very big, it's like a trap for ourselves which will be falling in today or tomorrow. So even in relationships it's good to appreciate, but having that expectation that others will also appreciate me because I did is actually the root cause, or it's actually the gap, or actually the vacuum where I sometimes end that relationship, or I have the negativity towards that relationship, or I create a unpleasant energy in the relationship. So if we are emotionally stable, our relationships will also flourish. Also, we are doing things in the relationships, and we always need to check, why are we doing things? We are doing because we want to do, or are we doing because others want us to do, or because others have done things in a certain way? So always have that checking, because only when we do things what we want to do, we will be happy. Otherwise, we will always feel it as sacrifice, or I did for the other person, and we'll always regret losing our time. And the last thing we'll talk about is we can always help people in relationship. That's what we do, right? We can always help people, but only when we help ourselves first. That means only when we are helping people staying within the boundary of our principles and values. That help is help. The moment we cross that boundary, we are going to feel sorrow, because we have killed a principle or a value and then we went to help others. And then when we get consequence of that, we will feel sorrow. So it's good to help, but check we should check our principles and values. Are we compromising on that and then we are helping? Then we are trying to make someone happy. Then we are trying to do the interaction in the relationship. So that's all checking we have to do. Let's get started with some meditation. Today, I promise myself that I want to be free, free from the cage. I want to be as light as a bird. I don't want to carry unnecessary burden, unnecessary sorrow, which makes me heavy. The cage sometimes might feel secure because the bird thinks it's his world and don't know what's going to be out, don't know about the uncertainties. So the bird chooses to be in the cage. Sometimes the cage will be very beautiful. It might be of gold. It might have bars which can hardly be seen, and the bird thinks it's almost as good as being free from cage because I can still see the world from here, and the cage is so beautiful. But the moment the bird gets the courage and flies in the sky, it experiences freedom, joy, confidence, happiness, bliss. We can check ourselves in our lives. Am I trapped in a cage, or have I created a cage around me? Am I limiting my world to just a few souls, just a few thoughts, just my mundane lifestyle? Or I have opened myself to the limitless world. Am I fulfilling my responsibilities? And yet expecting appreciation or anything in return? They do for me, or I just do my role. I just fulfill my responsibility and then fly. When I'm connected to my inner core, to my inner values, and when I'm doing things for myself, what I want, I get free of burden. I start taking responsibility of my actions, and I change my vocabulary. I am doing my responsibilities because I want to do it, not because I have to do it, not because who will do if I don't do. I choose to do it because I choose to play my role to the best. And as soon as I finish doing the work, I am free and I fly, and I'm not concerned with what I'll get in return. I will always be in a state of happiness. So hope you experience this stage of a carefree bird, this lightness in whatever task you do. You can practice it for today and tomorrow till we meet again.